afternoon, everyone, and welcome to our career development series. I'm Emily Joseph, and I'll be your host for this afternoon session. On this Transformational Tuesday, we'll discuss personal branding and professional communication. Our presenter, Avalon Gomez, is a business owner, a personal brand strategist, a mentor, and a leading voice in women empowerment space with 10 years of experience in brand marketing. Her known expertise as a brand marketing mogul and thought leader is consistently used to drive women forward to a successful career and personal development. Avalon has worked with brands such as Canto Caribbean, US Embassy, Eastern Credit Union, Digital TT, Bank Employees Credit Union, TWCU, to name a few. She's also the brand manager for Nadia Batson. She's passionate about sharing her knowledge on building community, entrepreneurship, personal branding, while poised in entrepreneurial advocacy and empowerment. Avalon is also the founder of a non-profit organization, Empower Her TT, an organization focused on creating economic opportunities for women through entrepreneurship and community empowerment. An exceptional impact leader, a visionary, she enjoys reading, looking at Nigerian movies, women empowerment events, and long beach days. She was named a Global Young Leader at the age of 19, also named a COVID-19 hero in the year 2020. She was featured in Newsday, Express, Women's Magazine, CNC3, TTT, ACM Caribbean. Guys, help me to welcome Miss Avalon Gomez.
Hi guys, thank you very much for that warm welcome, Emily. Thank you everyone for attending. Thank you to the UE team for having me today.
And Avalon, we really thank you for taking the time to share your expertise with our students and information. It was so beneficial. Even I myself was able to take some notes. I have a few takeaways as well. As you mentioned, the 5 Ps for communicating your personal brand, being purposeful, prioritizing, personal, pointed, and of course, profitable. And how important it is for us to secure our domains on all social media platforms, all as much as possible. Yes. So we have a few questions here, and I myself came up with like 2. So I came across some interesting statistics, right? It's a 2018 Career Builder survey. It states that 70% of employers use social media to screen candidates during the hiring process, and 43% of employers use social media to check on current employees. I mean, we kind of already knew this, right? But actually seeing it in an actual survey is like, okay, wow. So what would you say to someone who believes that their social media presence have no impact on the company and, of course, what they stand for?
Yeah. So I would say that that person isn't ready for where the world is going, because everybody will Google you, everybody will come to your social media, because more and more now, each employee builds an entire organization, and more organizations and more leaders, CEOs, presidents want persons that could add value and not be detrimental to their organization. So from the time they see that your personal life might affect your professional life, they would hesitate to hire you. So I would say, please stop sleeping on yourself and your value. Wake up and really build your online presence intentionally.
For sure. I totally agree. I mean, on the news, we're seeing people being fired for things that they post on social media, businesses being boycotted because what they post on social media is extremely important. Another one.
Very sensitive time.
So true. What advice would you give to someone who is struggling to obtain that balance between their professional and personal image?
So I would say it has to align. Otherwise, you would feel as if you're fighting with yourself. And that is where putting on a facade comes in, right? So we shouldn't be in jobs that doesn't align with what we really want to do or who we are. We should not be in those type of jobs, right? We should not. Gone are the days where we would do a degree just because our parents want us to do that degree. Now we need to really select degrees that we are passionate about in subject areas and industries that we are passionate about, so that when we get jobs in these fields, it doesn't feel as if, I'm forcing myself to go to work every day. So somebody who really has their personal brand and their professional brand make sure it aligns in some ways, and you will get clarity on that with really going through your strengths and your values. See if it aligns with your job. What parts of your personal brand you could probably attach to your professional brand, and vice versa. What parts of your professional brand you could attach to your personality, and let them marry each other.
Indeed. Guys, if you have any additional questions, feel free to drop it in the chat, and now we'll jump into our question and answer segment. So I think sometimes, especially women, we tend to apologize for taking up space or being strong or very self-aware. How do I be strong and articulate who I am while not feeling the need to be sorry for this?
All right. So the person who asked that question, very good question. And that is, for some reason, that's a female thing, right? Because men are never worried about how they show up. They are never concerned about taking up space. They will take all the space. Sorry to the men online, but they will take all the space. But we women we're always worried. And that really comes with confidence in self, and owning who you are. So the more you start to build your personal brand and own who you are and your values, you become more confident in who you are, and you will show up as your most confident self. You would realize that there's a difference between showing up in a cocky way and just showing up as you. You cannot apologize for who you are. If you're smart, you're smart. You cannot apologize for that. If you have a strong presence, you cannot apologize for that. That is who you are. And we shouldn't have to apologize for who we are. It's all about taking up as much space as we could and owning the spaces we are in. And don't be afraid of it. And the more confident you get in yourself, the less you will care about what other people have to say, because that's the problem right there. We are afraid of taking up too much space because what would he say? What would she say? No. Validation is for packing. Yeah.
Being your authentic self, as you said before.
Definitely.
Okay, another question. With the change in social spaces given the pandemic, what means of networking do you suggest? There's a follow-up part of it, right? I personally am finding that my university experience is being limited, as networking was one of my goals, for this part of my journey.
So with everything digital and we hardly have in-person events and in-person classes, then we have online. Right in the Zoom, you can see everybody else that is online. Nothing is wrong with reaching out. We need to, so there's a tactic that insurance agents use, right? We all have gotten calls from insurance agents and we have never given them our number or our email address, but we received emails from them. So why can't we do it if we want to reach out to somebody that we really want to chat with or engage with and just find out more about? We need digital space. So send an email, Some people would say it's just pitching yourself, but send an email to somebody online, If you know the group in your class, just create a group email, ask persons if they'll, want a group WhatsApp so you all could connect and you all could maybe just get to know each other more. We need to find creative, innovative ways to really connect online. Zoom is a very good way. Instagram Live is a good way. Twitter has Twitter Spaces now. So if you think you might have a good topic you want to talk about and your class will be interested in it, create a Twitter space and let everybody come in and be part of the conversation.
Good advice. Is it inauthentic if you use different social media to show different sides of you? So I don't know, the Instagram is the wild party side, the Facebook is the conservative professional side. What would you say to that person?
I would say, do you have an alter ego? What I would really say is, it all comes down to the beginning, what we said. Decide what you want to be known for. You don't want to confuse people. We could have a wild side. I'm crazy. But you would know that online to an extent where in my stories, I might just post a video laughing, or, you would see how I'll dance by myself at home, but it goes that far, right? You need to always be mindful of what you want to be known for. Ask yourself that, and that is what you show up as online. If you want to be known for the crazy, free-spirited person, show up that online. All right. You don't want persons to be confused. You don't want them to say, but on Facebook, she playing Miss Professional, and on Instagram, right? She
Wild and
just
out.
loose. People would be, yeah, people would be confused. And we don't want to confuse people, because part of building a personal brand and really attracting opportunities is we want people have to trust us to come to us, to hire us, to pay us. So people have to trust us, right? So we need to be really clear for people to trust us.
Yeah. Good advice again. How do you feel about having profiles for the professional networking and then one for your, this question is quite similar, and one for your friends? For example, persons may have a personal brand page and then a page for family and friends. What are your thoughts on this?
So I don't think you should have a personal brand page and one for friends or family, right? You can have a personal page and have one for your company or your business. Mark has given us so much tools now where we could connect on our same profile with our friends and family members. There's a close friends on Instagram. So if you know you're posting stuff that you don't want everybody else to see because you have certain people following you, and you know you really want to maintain your professional personal brand, you create this close friends list. So when you want to post all your crazy stuff for just your friends and family, they alone will see it. Just see like close friends on Instagram, post your story, only your close friends will see it, right? On WhatsApp is the same thing. There's privacy, so you could put people in groups and let them see it. Facebook stories, the same thing. All right, guys, but it does tie back to the same question before. Be clear about how you want to show up, what you want to be known as.
I mean, yeah, that's a good suggestion. It's just you never know who can screenshot it. So you still have to be careful,
Exactly.
guys.
You have to be very careful. Like we know that now we are seeing people literally dying, but people are video recording first.
Mm-hmm.
They would not call the ambulance, but they would video record.
Any assistance. So true.
Yeah. So we have to be very careful. Nothing leaves the internet. Nothing leaves the internet.
Okay. I was wondering if you can have a private social. Sorry, did I read that one right? Okay. All right. Sorry. I was wondering if you can have a private social media account that isn't linked to your own name.
If you can have a private social media account that isn't linked to your name?
To your name, yeah.
Yeah, so you could create a social media account. You might have to create a new email address, and you could create a social media account on any name. You could create an account on any name. But again, what's the purpose of the account? What would the account be used for? Would it be to show you in your professional capacity, or is it a business account? Or is it just an account to share memes? Sharing memes could be part of your personality.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so you just have to decide what is the purpose of the account. Remember, in one of the second slide, we would have said one of the key steps is just creating those goals and creating a plan. So what is the plan? You know?
Okay. What do you do about people that have spread gossip and lies about you?
All right. So what you don't do is respond, right? So that's what you don't do off the bat. You don't respond, because when we respond, people say things and do things to get a response. If we respond, they'll say more and do more. If we don't respond, then it's like they're talking to themselves. So you don't respond. It's important that you protect your reputation. So you just make sure and keep showing up how you want to show up so that you control that narrative. Just imagine somebody is sharing gossip about you and everybody's coming to your page to see what you're saying, but they're seeing something completely different. So there's the personality and the person they are seeing doesn't align with the gossip they have been told. What do you think will happen? They will think that the person spreading the gossip is incredible. Is incredible. And again, that all comes down to with just thinking about what people say and what people do. We can't stop people from saying and doing things, but we could control our narrative and how we are perceived. And that is where building your personal brand comes in. So they spread gossip. You just don't show up as a gossip that they spread.
Indeed. How do you set Google alerts on your name?
Okay, so if you go to Google, right, you know, we could search topics, just like you're searching any topic. So you're searching your name, and then you go to these three buttons and you set alerts on it, just like you want to set alerts on any other topic. You're just doing it for your name. So although when you search your name, nothing might come up, you just type it in the space.
When you said website, do you mean we're supposed to create a personal website, or are you referring to like a domain name?
So when I said websites on this slide, having a website is a key part of your personal brand, right? Whether it mean a website for your personal brand, like just your name, a .com or .org, or your personal brand ties into a brand that you have or business, and you want to secure that brand. So like somebody might be, let me just say James John, right? And he's the budget coach. So instead of taking James John as a website, he will take the budget coach, but it's still his and it's secure because that's his brand name. But if you're somebody who would really want a personal website, I would say secure that domain immediately, whether you're going to use it now or not. A domain is probably like $4.99. Secure it because somebody else will take it. Just last month, we had to pay somebody to get Nadia Batson's website. Just imagine that somebody purchased her name, knowing well that she would want a website, and when she needs a website, she will have to pay them for it. That is the world we live in today. Protect yourself and your digital assets.
People are different, yeah?
Yeah, people, it's crazy.
I think during the presentation, you mentioned about how Hotmail was being frowned upon. So someone asks, what about Google? And also, why is Hotmail being frowned upon?
Yeah. I don't think it's being frowned upon. Just a lot of persons don't see Hotmail as a professional platform. And that's why I don't know if you'll remember when Hotmail rebranded to Outlook. So that they could be probably perceived as more professional. Also, Gmail, the bytes in Gmail is much more. So it allows you to upload more like bigger documents and things like that. I know back then that's why we used Gmail and we switched from Hotmail. And we know Hotmail was out of school. So people could use like Yahoo and you could use Gmail.
Outlook is good as well, right?
Sorry?
Outlook is good as well, right?
Outlook. Yeah. Now that they rebranded, yes. Outlook is good. So you can do Avalon Gomez at outlook.com. Just the Hotmail. Yeah.
So someone stated that, it took them a while before they can accept that personal social media is very much public. And, as you said, somebody could simply screenshot something that you post. It's forever.
It's forever, yeah. And then remember, people will always create, you might think, okay, I have a private profile, meaning my profile is locked, right? But persons create so much fake profiles these days, and you just never know. You might accept a fake profile, you might accept the wrong person, or as Emily said, screenshots. They would screenshot something, and that would be the end of you and your reputation. Yeah.
How do you go about getting a mentor?
All right, so to find a mentor, you search, you see somebody, you find somebody who has been where you want to be, or somebody who is where you would like to be. You can engage them, find out if they have the time, if they're into mentorship. There are a lot of professional mentors now, or coaches, so you can also search them online. There are life coaches, career coaches, performance coaches, business mentors. So you can do a search online again, because everything shows up on Google or even on Instagram, and see if any aligns. Check out their profile, read their bio, see what they have done before, persons they have mentored or coached before, and just reach out to them and let them know that, you're seeking mentorship and in what areas, and you'd like to know if they would be interested in mentoring you.
For sure. Another question. So let's say I've been through this personal branding process and I have a message I want to share. How do I maintain a positive outlook when it seems like the opportunities are not coming?
So that is definitely a mental, right? We have to train ourselves to always see our glass as half full and not half
Half empty.
empty. Yeah. We have to really fix everything starts with fixing your mindset, right? How you see things is how it will appear. What we look for is what we will get. So if we only look for negativity, we will attract negativity. If we only look for darkness, we will attract darkness. So it's all about you having a positive outlook first. And we might seek certain opportunities, but that doesn't mean that the opportunities are for us. So that really comes with setting our mindset and really having also patience and trusting the process. But once your message is clear, your name will start to be called in rooms that you haven't even entered. You wouldn't need to enter the rooms. Your name will be in the room for a good reason, in a positive light, because you are setting the tone and you are taking all the necessary steps. But as I said before, that personal branding or business branding or just life, personal development is an ongoing process. You can't do it for a month or for a few weeks or a few months and decide that that's it. It set the tone for your life. No, you have to constantly evolve and constantly change as things change. But
Just
you
like your
have to
resume.
decide, yeah, just like your resume, but you have to decide to see the best in yourself and in your efforts and know that if you didn't get an opportunity, it could be because the opportunity isn't for you or it's not just the time. Right?
So true. Does your personal brand have to include images of yourself?
Yes, yes, that is part of being personal. So when we're adding our personal brand to our business brand, I always tell people if you have a store or you have a business, right? You sell a product or you have a service, people don't buy products and services anymore. People buy people. People want that emotional connection. It's about relationships. So there's nothing wrong with showing up as the face behind the brand. It doesn't mean that you have to post yourself every day, but every now and then show up. Let people know who you are, things that you enjoy, what are some of your values, how you can help them. All right. Also, very important in showing up when you want to show your face is just mainly to connect, ask questions, or invite people to ask you questions also. But your personal brand is you. So, yes, we want to see you.
Yeah, I need to see the face of a often, guys.
Yeah.
So someone would like to know what it is like working with Nadia Batson.
Amazing. I hope I don't get fired today though, because I actually had a package to pick up for her today on the port, and I couldn't because of the session. But no, it's really amazing. She is exactly who she appears to be. She's very warm. She's very funny. She's nice. She's really, really nice. Yeah, it's hectic, but she's nice.
Okay. What if there are serious allegations against you? Should you still not respond? Would it be wise to seek legal assistance in that case?
Well, that's the response there. You don't have to respond by posting anything or commenting under the comment, but you seek legal counsel. You seek legal counsel because remember, your name and your reputation is what you have. Your name is your moneymaker, you know. Your name is your moneymaker. You need to protect it. So if somebody has serious allegations against you, then you get a lawyer, seek legal counsel, seek advice, find out how you could deal with this. Because people cannot continue to just hamper people's personal brand or people's reputation just because of their feelings or their emotions. We need to make them an example. All right? Send them lawyer letters. But don't say anything on social media. Do not respond on social media. Send them a lawyer letter.
Okay, and no live responding either, right?
Yeah, no, I'm going live at 8. I'm going live at 8 because I have to clear the air. No, you don't have to clear the air, actually.
No problem. So guys, with respect to mentorship, you can sign up with UE Connect and also the UE alumni. There are several opportunities there you can, volunteer, right? I think that was the last question. Guys, do you have any other questions for our presenter today? Right. If not,
I'm seeing one in the chat here. How do you help employers to know you're a good fit for their company if you have no prior job experience? Okay, It's a great question. How do you help employers to know you're a good fit for their company if you have no prior job experience? This is where you come in and your personality, right? This is where you and your personality comes in. So you have to be able to clearly articulate your values. What value would you bring to this position, right? And the workbook will help. But are your negotiation skills on point? Are you a leader? Are you organized? You have to be able to articulate your value and your strengths, and your positioning statement will help you a lot. Because when you walk in that interview room very confident, that's what they focus on. Yes, they will watch your resume and see if you had prior job experience, but now in this age, trust me, your personality, your values, and how you show up says much more, right? There are persons in managerial positions with no degrees, right? Experience also plays a part. You don't have to have actual job experience from being in a position, but you could have done whatever the field is or it is before. So let's say marketing. You've never worked in a company as a marketing exec before. However, you have done many marketing projects before as a freelancer. You share this. You make sure and put this. This is experience. Yeah, personal experience, right?
Again, we want to thank everyone for attending today's session. So be sure to continue checking your student emails and all the information will be provided. Again, thank you for attending on Avalon. We really appreciate you coming again. And we'll see you all.
Let me just put can I put my handles in the chat?
By all means.
Let me share my social media handle, guys, so you all could reach out if you want any more clarity when you all start the workbooks, okay? So on Instagram, I am Avalon Gomez, right? And on LinkedIn, it's Avalon Gomez. Yeah. So look me up and connect, and let's get our personal brands top tier, right? Because the opportunities are ours in 2022.
Indeed.
Yes.
Again, guys, thank you for attending, and we will see you all on Future Friday. Enjoy your afternoon.
Bye, guys.
Bye.